Guys, this video doesn't even need an intro, just look at that. You seeing this? Yes, this is real, and this video is the story of how I stacked every possible modifier to create the strongest war elephants you've ever seen. Paradox nerfed my last broken strategy that I used to get 100,000 longbowmen, so instead of getting a lot of troops, let's make the troops we do have insanely overpowered. I'm going to form India and become the Chakravarti, or rightful ruler of the world, using war elephants. But that is for the distant future, as right now we're a duke with 2 counties surrounded by stronger neighbors. I'm starting here for the Europa culture, as it's the only one with lords of the elephants. It gives the elephant tree building additional bonuses, it gives high education traits a few new bonuses, and of course it gives huge bonuses to the elephant stats while making them 15% cheaper. Which is super important, by the way, because boy are elephants expensive, but I'll get into that later. The character we're playing is like most in the game, where the traits are randomized, and I kid you not, I immediately got a level 4 stewardship education when I loaded into this game, and you'll immediately see the bonuses this provides, which are insane by the way. Plus 30% dev growth in India, minus 20% building costs in jungles, and another minus 20% to elephants costs. Only the level 4 traits have these bonuses, and it's different bonuses for each type of education. The learning one is pretty similar to the buffs we have, but the diplomacy and martial traits buff the actual stats of the elephant cavalry instead of the development. You may be thinking, oh, this will be easy, India has so many cool special buildings like this holy site and this mine. Wrong! When I scroll through the buildings here, you'll notice a lack of the elephant tree building, and that's because they can only be built in jungles. And I need the elephant tree building, like look at this, gold, building construction time decrease, of course elephant stat bonuses, and we even get knight effectiveness, which doesn't matter, and an elephant cavalry maintenance decrease, which definitely does matter. So it's going to be the first building I'm going to construct. The only issue of course is that all those fancy special buildings are not in the jungle terrain, and jungles have a minus 40% dev growth penalty, so we'll need to find a way to overcome this. If you're into history as much as I am, I wanted to quickly show you something pretty cool. The Great Explorers Map Collection is a new Kickstarter project featuring detailed maps of the famous voyages of Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, and Ferdinand Magellan. These aren't just basic world maps, each one shows the actual routes they sailed, the stops they made along the journey, the ships involved, and the historical context behind the expedition. The collection comes in 3 different styles, a modern design, a classic vintage look, and a striking 3D edition with dozens of color variations depending on how you want to display them. You'll also get a collection of restored historical maps from the Age of Discovery, all available as ultra high resolution maps. You can get them as digital files to print at home or through any professional print service, or have them printed and shipped directly to you. They can be displayed as frame prints, canvas art, metal prints, acrylic displays, and more. I know your wall probably looks like this right now, because mine do too, but if you enjoy exploration, world history, cartography, or just want some unique artwork for your office or gaming setup, check out the Great Explorers Map Collection on Kickstarter using the link in the description or pinned comment below. Thanks to 55 Maps for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the action. Our military currently consists of 3 stacks of pikes, which are a pretty good archer variant, but why have 37 damage when I could get elephants with a base of 350 damage? Probably has to do with the fact that they cost 2 gold per month for just 25 of them. I actually thought about making it so I could only use elephants, but the early game would be simply impossible, so I decided to allow other troop types for now. Our starting duchy has 2 counties we don't control, both owned by our northern neighbor, who has a similar military strength to ours. I can get myself an ally, which will help us out, except we don't have a war goal. I'll go with a wealth focus to get extra money to ignore this sad fact. This just means I'll have to start fabricating a claim. If you look at a map of India, we can see what land is the jungle terrain by this green color. We have a couple counties in our duchy that are jungle, but the main stretch of jungle is on the west coast. There's also a patch of jungle in the center of India, but none of it fits nicely into a duchy. Another note, I'm going to want the Royal Army Cultural Tradition for plus 20% to my elephant stats. That's only available in Vermont. In fact, I have a whole Google Doc of traditions that I'm going to want. While you already know I want jungle terrain, I also want the jungle terrain to be on the coast so I can get trade ports. They give golden development while also increasing men and arms stats with a certain secret tradition. I always knew this would come eventually, but I didn't expect it this fast. Chola to our south has a conqueror leader from the start of the game, and in their conquering, they've almost reached me. And now they have reached me. There's only one way to prevent an invasion, and that's to swear fealty. Because I'm doing it myself, I can start with low taxes instead of the high taxes I'd have to pay if they declared war on me. Now I'll change our vassal contract to have title revocation protected, which means our liege can't take our land. In return, I have to increase my levies taxes, which doesn't matter in the slightest. Look at that! Our liege just made us a spy master. I've also gotten some renown that I can use to get the first Erudition Dynasty Legacy. Everyone knows I want to get treasured knowledge for development growth. That whole spy master thing is so funny because we just got the meritocracy perk, which gives the claim throne scheme. Since we're our liege's spy master, this scheme gets a huge bonus to its success chance. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but it's kinda just fallen into our lap. And now our claim on our northern neighbor is finished and I can declare war. I'm gonna need my allies, so I'll call them in. Oh my god guys, our liege is insane, he's giving me a son. With our allies' help, it was easy to take this county. It's useless right now though until we increase the control. I'm not so sure this scheme will work. We just have too low of a success chance. To up our chances, I need to convince a talented individual using a ton of bribes, which still only gets the chance up to 1 in 3, but that's not unwinnable. Ooh, interesting. Someone's been killing people. We got a murder mystery. The investigation isn't going well. I died. Hey, maybe this is a blessing. I have a bunch of intrigue perks that I can reset and go down the schemer tree. And I've gotten this event about the murderers. Hopefully they're over now. My player error is ugly, but hopefully we can make him a great ruler regardless. Wait, this could be insane. I've been made the spy master again. Once again, the claim throne scheme seems to be coming together. Oh my god, the murderer's still out there. Another murder? How do we not know who it is by now? I've died. I certainly wasn't an old man. We're just a kid and we have our self-interested uncle as our regent. We're an ugly boy, which isn't too bad. It does suck being a child with the domain limit changes though. Like look, we can only hold 2 counties. Oh my god. I've been killed by my aunt. 3 generations killed in a row. My ruler now being a 6-year-old girl. And she doesn't know anything. She can't even imprison the murderer. Wait, our uncle, the regent. His wife is the killer, right? She's been killing everyone to get a weak child ruler where he can take control. The level of deception and planning is insane. To prevent this, I need to reduce his control when I can, which I can't do yet. If this scales of power thing reaches level 6, he can take control of the government and throw me out. I still have the same issue where I don't have enough holding slots, lowering my income by 20%, which I'll have until I become an adult. After years of waiting, I've become a woman, getting a level 3 martial education. I'm going with a chivalry focus for the bonus advantage. Instead of becoming our liege's spy master, I'm the marshal this time. The claim throne scheme is not going to work, and I'll need to grow another way. I might as well start fabricating a claim on the last county within our duchy. Everyone in India has alliances, so even though our southern neighbor is pretty weak, they have a strong alliance. Surprise! I moved my fabricate claim to Madari, and now I can take it. My idea is that I should go for the easiest counties I can get my hands on, and hopefully eventually be strong enough to win big wars. I don't have room to hold any land directly anyways, so I might as well get some count vassals. I'm thinking that fighting other fellow vassals would be your best bet to expansion. So I fabricated another claim, and here we go again. Generally they expect to have some level of protection since our liege is so strong, but that won't stop another vassal from invading. Our liege stays out of it. Sometimes when fabricating claims, you get lucky and get an entire duchy claim. What do you mean I don't have a casus belli? Ah, I see. Since my liege owns the duchy title, I can declare war on him for it. But I can't declare war on our fellow vassals since they don't technically own the title, even though they have a county within it. Maybe getting a duchy claim was actually a bad thing. My culture is just about to establish another tradition, so I'm going to prepare to diverge from it for when vegetarians takes effect. I usually go with the bureaucratic ethos for the fascination progress and the development growth, and I'll probably just stick with that. I want to replace culinary artists with jungle dwellers. It's more development growth, especially for jungles. I'm gonna need a total of 3,000 prestige. To get prestige, I'll hold events. Okay, why are there men attacking my land? I see, my liege is in a war. Well, the enemy army is too big for me to do anything about it, so they get free reign over my land. Having your land sieged really sucks. It lowers control and makes it so you only get half tax for like 5 years. I at least somehow managed to get the Conqueror trait again. This is the grandson of the original guy, by the way. I have Conqueror set to be rare and not be inherited, so this is just a crazy coincidence. Good news though, that war really weakened our northern neighbor, so let's take the last county in our duchy. That was easy, and this county is actually a jungle county, so it'll be more useful later than my other ones. 3,000 prestige achieved! Hey, what in the world is fervent temple buildings being added for? I could have sworn vegetarians was coming. Well, I don't want the temple builder tradition, and how the heck is this happening anyways? Maybe I should wait for the tradition anyways just to have another one. It's not like the tradition would hurt me in any way. Before I do that, let's convert to Shaivism. Our current culture has preservation, which gives great bonuses to building temple buildings, so I can see the use. Except I'm not using temple buildings in this game. Shaivism, on the other hand, has sacred destruction, which most importantly gives us plus 10% men-at-arms damage. And on a smaller note, it has monasticism, and that helps with succession. I've thought about it, and I've decided that I don't want either the culinary tradition or the temple tradition, so I'll create my own culture now. I need my own culture to pick my own traditions and to pick what I want to research. We're currently researching Gavelkind for an extra domain slot, but I could go with one of these early medieval ones to upgrade our economy. And you know, since we have our own culture, I could add cool stuff like nudist for 20% development growth in jungles. Crazy that works like that, by the way. I guess if there's beautiful naked women, more workers follow them into the jungles? I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Since we have money and now our own culture, let's finally do it. I'm creating our first regiment of war elephants. Even with low level buildings, I can already add over 100 damage to them. There's 3 issues with war elephants. While their unraised cost isn't too bad, their raised maintenance is extraordinarily high. The second problem is that they come in stacks of 25 instead of 100. So that 512 damage is a lot less impressive than if those were stacks of 100 men. And thirdly, they're countered by pikes, which everyone has in India. Our land didn't convert to the new culture automatically, so we'll have to wait a few years to get the effects. I'm going to continue expanding into weak neighbors, taking advantage of realms when they split up weirdly. At this rate, I'll start controlling half the kingdom we're a part of. You know, we need a second elephant regiment. I know I talk badly about them and all their issues, but at the end of the day, they do have extremely high stats and can be pretty effective. It looks like I still can't win a battle where the enemy is double our mid, but it was certainly closer than you'd expect. I'm getting older, and when I die, our realm will be split up, unless I get some of my sons to become monks. My oldest son's actually down, and he's officially out of the succession. Now our second oldest is our heir, which is great because he's got a level 4 stewardship education, and he's quick. This other kid won't take the vows, so I'll have to figure out something later. Guys, I managed to get a duchy claim on this duchy that I was praising for being all jungle. I'm not sure if I could win this though. I'll need alliances to help, but I'm definitely gonna go for it. Ah, crap. My alliance of Lanka is not going to be joining us. Oh no, that's because they're on the enemy's side. This is real important, so I'm going into debt to get some mercenaries. A real buy now, pay later sort of situation. Well, we're winning battles. Wait, we won it! There's still a bunch of enemy troops around here though. Looks like they were at war for one of the counties we just got. Dang, some peasants are uprising. Okay, whatever. I'll just white piece the defensive war even though I was probably gonna win. And now we better hurry our butts back home to stop the farmers. We made it just in time to stop them from sieging any land. And now look at us. We indirectly control this amazing jungle duchy. I don't currently have any open domain slots, but later in the game once we do, this shall become our primary duchy. Wow, Chola's gotten really big. But first, I gotta ask you all to please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to beat the official Crusader Kings III YouTube channel in subscribers, which we're surprisingly close to doing, and I think it will be possible this year. I appreciate all the support, and if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a channel member to get early access to all videos and vote on what I do next. Thanks again, and let's start this thing. Our culture's random innovation has locked onto Gavelkind, which is nice, so I can research mustering grounds since our military is really small. Research speed is based on the average development of your culture's counties, which is one of the 2 main reasons we want development. The second reason is that development increases how much money a county makes. So that son that refused to become a monk earlier, I put him in prison and forced him to become a monk. Now my heir won't have to fight his brothers. I'm kinda just waiting around right now as there's nothing to upgrade and I'm not yet strong enough to fight, so I need more techs. I did discover something pretty cool that's going to help us a ton later. These southern counties have what's called a wind furnace, an exclusive building that gives as much gold as farms and fields, while also giving men and arms damage and toughness. Our new character is a steward, but instead of getting a wealth focus, I'm going with a scholarship focus for development. And the learning perks will help us out more. I'm the chancellor this time, wasn't expecting that. I don't even know what bonuses it gives. We have an extra domain slot so I can take my vassal's land. And this one is a jungle, so I get elephantry. Huh, our leash died and the new guy also made me his chancellor. Whoa, the kingdom split into 2. We're in the Orissa one, where our liege actually sucks. Let's get our independence. Right when I declared war, I unlocked mustering grounds, which means I can get a bigger military, and that I can pick another tech to research. I want manorialism, the first early medieval economic tech. Oh yeah, this whole independence war, it's going really well. I have the capital and now I should just win soon. We're free! The reason I went into the learning lifestyle was to get the scientific perk to increase research speed. Mo elephants. Wait, we can already create the Kingdom of Orissa title. That's awesome. I also got that tech that increases your domain limit just a bit, so we have 2 empty slots. Becoming a king gets you an extra slot if you didn't know. I fabricated a claim down here, which would let me revoke our vassal's title with no penalty, although they'll still rebel over it. I mean, I really do want the land, so I'm willing to fight. We gotta test out our first stack of 5 elephants. There wasn't much testing, we just took the county and won. Now I'll revoke the title, and there we go, a new county. We'll combine the bonus stats from elephantry with those from the wind furnaces. So why are wind furnaces in these counties, but not the ones I started at? It's all thanks to the Tamil culture special innovation Woot Steel. If we had the innovation, we could build wind furnaces in any coastal holding within India, but our culture simply doesn't have it. Once again, it's time to change up our culture since we have all these free slots, and I decided to get Maritime Mercantilism, which has 2 bonuses. Trade ports can be built in era early, and we'll get plus 10% holding taxes from our coastal holdings, which, is most of our holdings. Yo, these guys are willing to become our vassals, as long as I give them religious protections, that is, which I'm okay with. Oh my god, are you kidding me? You literally just agreed to become my vassal. Let's upgrade our military and prepare to fight the civil war. Yes, this guy agreed to peacefully join the realm, then immediately started a rebellion to take the throne himself. A man after my own. The Shavites want to help defend their faith, so they're expanding the Holy Order, which I will never be able to use because every other faith in India is chill with each other. Oh yeah, whenever a rebellion starts, more follow. Oh, great. I bet these allies are annoyed I keep calling them into these. The first war has been won. Now let's go defend our southern territories from both peasants and Sri Lanka. And wait, what are you guys doing? Okay, the peasants have arrived in our capital, so I'll have to get some mercenaries to deal with them. That is just something we're gonna have to deal with. And luckily it worked to help us win that. Okay, that's the capital of Lanka taken, but the war's still going on. Oh crap, we got a fight coming up. And now they're trying to run? Dang it. It's time for another fight, and yes! They were split up, so we won. While we wait to seize some land and win that war, I might as well revoke the rebels' titles and give them to new, more loyal people. This war is going to take absolutely forever. I'm just gonna white piece it. And finally, I'm going to fill our last domain slot with another county down here. Luckily for us, the guy who owned it rebelled, so it's super easy to take. To unlock the Woot Steel innovation, I would have to have at least 7 counties of agriculture in southern India, and I can't upgrade the wind furnaces until I get that. The other option would be to form a agriculture, but I gotta wait to do that as well. Why don't you look at that? The Abbasids have expanded east, while China has expanded west. They're bordering each other. It's only a matter of time before we have an awesome, mega war in this world. Their war doesn't concern me as long as it stays out of India. I really hope it stays out. I'm here to expand when I see an opportunity to do so, and I see an opportunity. Never mind, I guess, the war is over. Well, that's just great. Okay, attempt number 2. That's quite a bit of land in one war. We had a guy with a claim on the duchy. To take over bigger portions of land, you need claimants. You can see the list of claimants of a title and then find someone you can invite to your court. Then you'll usually want to convert them to your religion, which may take a bribe, and then once all that is sorted, you can declare war using them. You can only go for titles lower than yours, so for example, we're going for a duchy as a king. Once you win the war, the claimant gets the land while becoming your vassal. I'm taking this land in the north with the goal to create the Empire of Prakya. It's probably the easiest empire in India to take, so it's the one I'm going for first. Another potential war goal is the subjugate war goal, which takes all of a person's land, but you need a high level of fame, which we're pretty close to. Let's do a hunt. And the hunt's done it for us. We're old and dying, so let's do this war quickly. It's going to get us a lot of land. But who cares about war when you can get plus 20% development growth from your addition? Anyone? No? Okay, fine, we can watch this intense gameplay. What a win. It was such a cool victory that it hurt my bones. Oh, come on, you've already done this before. It was right after I raised my troops for a different war, so we could be in a bad situation. I think I'll focus on the defense as a priority. Dang, I just gotta make sure I'm defending, otherwise their army beats ours. Actually, it doesn't matter. We've kept control of the war goal, and it'll let us white peace. I won our offensive war too, and we just need a couple more counties to form an empire. But before I do that, it's hybrid culture time. You need your culture to be around for 50 years before forming a hybrid with it, and it's been 50 years since we created ours. With this merge, we'll be getting dexterous fishermen, which makes trade ports give extra toughness to men-at-arms. Much more importantly though, we'll be getting innovations like the exclusive Woot Steel. We'll actually be able to upgrade our wind furnaces once our culture is set correctly. Oh, and at max level, the building will give plus 90% damage and toughness, an insane bonus. Ooh! If we win this war, we'll be able to form an empire. Victory! Well, never mind, we can't form it. Our legitimacy is lower, and therefore the percent counties required has gone up. I'll need to host a coronation to improve our legitimacy. I'll swear to shape the realm. We're just about to get magistrates and a new building slot. Oh yeah, during the coronation, Lanka declared war for the same duchy again. Magistrates have been discovered. Next will be battlements for level 2 castles, and that'll be a huge upgrade later. But for now, I can fill in this new building slot. I might wait for the architect perk before I start getting all the upgrades though. I need to wait to save 1000 gold to form the empire anyways. Yes, the coronation improved my legitimacy, and we meet the requirements now. This vassal is going to make us meet the requirements by a ton actually. Yeah, look at that, we have 57 counties in the kingdom now. Either way, we're an empire now. I didn't mention this when we got it, but now that we have the Woot Steel innovation, I can build wind furnaces in all our counties, even if they're in northern India. This building is just seriously strong. If you were curious, I'm building forestries in that new building slot of ours. Do you guys think I can survive the impending civil wars? I can ally this guy to reduce the amount of wars at least. Traitors. I'm taking the capital, so I'll probably be able to wipe peace quickly. Okay, right when I took it, the capital changed. I love to see it. And another civil war. It's fine. The first war is over. This other war is about to take my capital, so I'll put my leader in charge of the army so he can't be taken. Unrelated, but I got the architect trait, so I'll switch to a learning lifestyle now. And our kid's a genius. That's +5 to every stat and a +30% lifestyle experience buff. The civil wars are finally over, and we can get back to, well, not being in a civil war. Instead, I'm thinking about expansion. I can go for entire kingdoms now that I'm an empire, although each war will cost 1350 prestige. So instead of going to war, I'm going to continue expanding our domain and upgrading our buildings. Specifically taking the remaining jungle land down here from our vassals, converting it to our culture, and then building stuff. This county right here will make 8 out of 8 holdings, with 5 of them being jungle coastal holdings, which is what we want the most. Oh, come on, again? How many times are you going to try this? I'm just gonna beat you again. If we win, they'll pay me 1200 gold, so I think I'll play this one out instead of white piecing. I really thought I would win that battle. You know what we need? More elephants. We have all these counties that'll give them +200 damage for a reason after all. Now elephants in India are pretty rough because they get countered by the regional men-at-arms, which everyone has. But we're still winning this battle, and that's won us the war. Let's see. Yep, our war elephants are doing most of the work. If Lanka is just going to keep declaring war on us, there's only one thing to do. I gotta claim it and now I'll declare war on them. Should be easy since they're in so much debt from the last war. Oh, and I have 10 regiments of war elephants now. They're so expensive. We're massively outnumbered and it doesn't matter, we've killed their entire army. I'd like to say that Lanka can't declare war on us now, but I'm sure they'll rebel at some point. Our neighbor is a conqueror, that's kinda scary. Do you think that'll be an issue? Side note, this is the most consolidated India has been all game. It's almost just 3 major powers. This county has a university slot in the city. Once whatever war we're in ends, I'll move my capital to the south. And I've gotten another stack of war elephants. I'd love to have more war elephants, but I kinda need other men-at-arms just to help with sieges, otherwise we'd not have enough troops to take castles. The kingdom of Chola has collapsed, so it's our time to strike. Let's take the first kingdom. Easy victory. Between each war, I'm gonna need more prestige, so I'll be periodically hosting events. Another kingdom war. I wanna control all the kingdoms. And I certainly will. Unrelated to the wars, all our counties are maxed out for the current tax, which is perfect since we're 3 months away to getting battlements. I also just unlocked mangonels, so I'll replace our onagers with them. I forgot to move my capital, so I'm doing that now. I think the land here will be better as each county in this duchy is a coastal jungle. Battlements were unlocked, so each of these castles will be upgraded. We have a lot of discounts on some of these. Once they finish constructing, I'll be able to upgrade our economic buildings to level 4. Our castles are finishing, so it's time to upgrade our elephantry. I love the elephant lord's tradition. It makes elephantry give development growth. Like, it's just so good. I'm basically building economic buildings that also happen to mega boost our men-at-arms. I'm gonna spend a while upgrading all of our buildings. Enough about our lame economy, we're going to war again. Our elephants are starting to just run through enemies. We're winning these wars fast. There's just one more kingdom in the southern empire of India, but I need more prestige. And now that I have it, let's get some. My economic buildings are very quickly getting maxed out, except for the wind furnaces, which require stone forts to be upgraded. I'll get stone forts in about 10 years. Do you like how I said we're going back to war and ignoring the lame economy, just for me to immediately go back to the economy? We're still winning battles even without advantage. It's looking good for us. Like I mentioned, that should be the last kingdom in the Deacon Empire, and now we can create the empire. These losers won't join us peacefully, but I'll get their land eventually. There's one more empire we need to take to form the Hegemon of India, and it's the largest one. It does look like it's just gonna take prestige because once I get enough prestige, I'm winning these kingdom wars. This realm is multiple kingdoms put together, so we can't take its entirety in just one war. That won't stop me from taking another kingdom though. Unfortunately, I won't be winning that war with this guy, since we're about to die. I'm going to imprison my son, as all good fathers do, and force him to become a monk. Now I just gotta wait, and there he goes, the 15th of September. And when I unpause, oh my god, that was close. I knew it was coming because I had that 1 year left to live warning learning perk, but man was that gonna get close. The realm would have totally split apart if I messed that up. It's the age-old issue where once you die, everyone tries to overthrow your child, including Lanka, so yep, I'm still having to fight them. The kingdom war is over, now let's sail down and defend. I took a county and it's actually allowed me to white peace them, saving our nation. Now I'll go to university. Our education trait is only level 3, so we're missing a domain slot and all those elephant bonuses. At university, I managed to level up my education, getting those bonuses back. And I got enough perks to get divided attention, allowing me to hold all our land without penalty. I'm just skipping past a lot of this getting prestige to do kingdom war stuff as it's not all that interesting anymore since I just keep doing it. I got the stone forts innovation, and in addition to leveling up wind furnaces, I have more duchy buildings I can get. In my videos, I almost always get the royal reserves for development growth, but there's an amazing duchy building just for us called the Jousting Grounds. That's a bonus to elephant stats, and a decrease in men-at-arms maintenance, which we certainly need with how expensive elephants are. As these upgrades come in, our stats keep increasing, making each war easier and easier. Our stupid vassals still want to rebel. Maybe it's because our troop count is low? I'm not sure how the military power scaling works. I honestly thought I was closer to getting this third empire title, but we're still over 30 counties off. It's mostly random duchies off to the sides to get. I don't think there's really any kingdom wars left to do. We're kind of just waiting around, so I've decided to take some more jungle land. I want every single one of our counties to be a coastal jungle. And it'll be fun to take land from the Lanka king that has declared war on us so many times. I'm taking their land, but they've done my strategy of ignoring that and they're going for my capital. I'll leave my siege units, but send over my main force to stop their invasion while I continue to take their capital. Wait, oh my god, they've bamboozled me. They're gonna make it before us and kill our siege units. And if that wasn't bad enough, we got to deal for revolt. Did I say revolt? Well, here's another. Oh, that's really nice. The Lanka guy was captured when we won the battle, ending the war. We might have been screwed otherwise because there's a lot of rebels. Okay, I can white peace the Independence War. Now I gotta go to the other side of the nation to end the Liberty War. This is the issue of a huge nation. We survived yet again, but it felt close. Now I can take the land from Lanka. This northern duchy is the one I want, as there are plenty of jungles here. I'll have to give up our land that isn't jungle, like our original capital. If I can't build elephantry in it, I don't want it. I'll also give up this county since it's not coastal. I can't build wind furnaces or trade ports, so we need it to be coastal as well. We have these 4 counties. Which ones do we want to keep? This one isn't coastal, but it has a university. Wait, this one isn't coastal either. The county is, but the barony is inland. Well, can't use that. Oh crap. This county's capital is in the plains. I was looking at the city earlier, which is in the jungle, but we need the castle to be in the jungle. Okay, well, maybe this wasn't the best. I know what I can do. I'll take Madurai and then build a castle in the jungle. Once that finishes, I'll move the county capital to it, and that'll be another coastal jungle. At least this county is exactly what I want. Well, this certainly is a big war now, isn't it? Didn't last very long though. And wow, we still can't form the empire. It's so big. I'm going through these little nations, taking them one by one, making sure to sweep up everything within the title, including Nepal. It has been requiring a bunch of prestige, and while I'm conquering, our stupid vassals continue to try and rebel. It's come at a funny time because I just got the Rajasthan title, marking the 3rd and final empire title of India. I still can't form India though, as I need every single county within said empires. Oh my god, the thing happened again where I captured the enemy war leader, which instead of ending the war just removes them from it, and my war score with it. This feels like a glitch. It really shouldn't work this way. I should be good with this independence war, but because of the delay, I think I might actually lose the Liberty War. I wasn't able to make it in time, so I lost the Liberty War. That reduced our crown authority from level 3 to 2, which is fine, but more annoyingly, it gave all the rebellious vassals a hook on us so they can either change their contract or force themselves on my council. At least we just got the men-at-arms innovation upgrade so we can have more troops and potentially split up our army to prevent something like that from happening again. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I hate how I should be winning this war, and then all of a sudden I'm not because the game decides to remove the enemy war leader from the war. Whatever, I managed to white peace it eventually. I don't even know how you're supposed to win a war like that. It feels near impossible to reach 100 war score. I control the entirety of 2 out of 3 kingdoms, but the rest of the land we need is owned by people outside of India. I want to see how my army compares, but I just won an entire war without a battle. Okay, there's a battle. As I expected, I completely demolished the enemy army. My troop count is high, my damage is super high, and outsiders don't have those archers that counter elephant cavalry. In addition to this decision creating a hegemony title, it also gives your religion the rightful rulers of the world buff, which halves the cost of holy wars. Because of this, I'm going to want to create a new faith before I get the buff. The only tenet that'll help us is sanctity of nature, which will give us a massive 30% development growth bonus in jungles. The holding cost stuff doesn't really matter since you only have to create a new holding once. I can't convert our faith yet though. I need enough piety and the learning perk that makes it easier to create a new religion. Yeah, our troops are incredibly strong. There's the profit perk. It makes it only cost half the piety to create a new religion. I think we're really close to forming India. Like, yeah, just this one county away. We have everything ready, so let's create a new religion. The name Elephantism really hits the mark. And today I learned there's even an elephant icon for faiths. Boom! The best religion. At least Ganesha thinks so, I'm sure of it. I'm pretty sure if we win this, we'll be able to form India. With all of our war elephants, it's not going to be a problem. Let's go! We have all the requirements. I'm about to become Chakravarti, or rightful ruler of the world. Our title is now one big hegemony, although the name is our dynasty name. I guess I'll just have to rename our dynasty to India. I was tempted to call it Elephantstan. So obviously we formed India using war elephants, and we've certainly made our elephants strong. But you know, we can still make them stronger. The best way to get stronger is through innovations, and since our culture is about to enter the high medieval, we'll have lots to work with. The second way we can get stronger is through the Burmese culture's royal army tradition. I'll need to take some Burmese land to create yet another hyperculture, so I'll start doing that. It's probably going to take a while to up our cultural acceptance, so don't hold your breath for this. We've entered the high medieval! Our first innovation I want to get is windmills. It'll add the great building windmills, which I won't use by the way, and it'll give us a building slot, which is what I actually want. The remaining jungle land that I've decided to take to fill all of our domain slots is the duchy above our main one. It's not owned by a direct vassal, so I need to retract the vassal to make it a direct vassal. And of course it's gonna require a civil war. Yeah sure, let's just do this again, where everyone rebels. I won the war and can now revoke the land. Each of these counties is a coastal jungle holding. Okay, to be honest I overlooked this duchy, but I should have took it from the start. I'm getting the jousting grounds as my first action as the new ruler of this duchy. The counties are of a different culture, so I'll need to convert them over time if I want to use stuff like the windmills innovation in them. I'm completing upgrades in our new counties, and thanks to our culture and religion, they're going by super quickly. And just so you know, we're at almost 800 damage on our elephants. Windmills! They're a building that adds lots of gold income, % holding taxes for all your buildings, and a ton of development. Just look at the max level stats. But I'm not going with windmills, I'm gonna get blacksmiths. They're the only other building we can get to upgrade elephants, since they just upgrade any men-at-arms damage, regardless of the type of troop. They also give some % gold increase, so it's not just for the damage. As you can imagine, this is going to make our elephants even stronger. The next innovation I want is the men-at-arms tradition to get more elephants. I mean, technically I can increase our elephants' damage a little bit further going for another tech, but what's even the point anymore? They already do so much. Basically, I think more elephants will be better than increasing their stats with what we have right now. China borders us, which means we have the Seize the Mandate of Heaven war goal, thanks to the current dynastic cycle stuff. We're 17 years away from the men-at-arms innovation, but the cycle will almost certainly change phases to division before that. And at that point, China will break apart and I'll be unable to lay claim to it like this. So, let's fill our entire set of men-at-arms with mega boosted elephants, all with over 800 damage. I mean, that's just a lot of modifiers we got there. And now, I'll declare war. I'm sending my elephants, plus some levies to help the sieges, straight to the enemy capital through the river. Okay, well, I'm taking the capital now. We have the capital, and I just gotta wait until the enemy army comes over. They're here. I got rid of my levies, and now it's time to attack. They have over 20,000 men compared to my 1,400 elephants. How do you guys think this is gonna go? Anyone placing bets? Oh my god, we destroyed them. My elephants killed 8,000 men. They're coming back and we got destroyed this time. What? Oh, my elephants were only dealing 10% damage. What am I supposed to do against that? Yeah, sure. Now's a great time to rebel. I'm gonna ignore that because we have another battle coming up. Guys, I don't understand this system. Why are we doing 91% damage this time with the same counters against us? Nothing has changed, I don't get it. In fact, we actually have less elephants this time since half of them died in the last battle. I'm just gonna try not to worry about it because boy are we winning. And that's China conquered. To be honest, I don't really want China. I'll give it to one of my sons. Shouldn't make them independent, but that's okay. What? I thought I got rid of China. Oh my god, I just gave our son the hegemony title in a single county. What in the world? This game is so confusing. And now I have to spend a bunch of money to become feudal for nothing. Thank you again for 55 Maps for sponsoring this video. Check them out in the pinned comment and description. By the way, I did end up stacking all those modifiers to reach 1200 damage, but it took another 150 years and I literally just sat there the entire time. Anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see more like this.